Hey everybody, it's Councilman Goode for the city of Plainfield, the 1st and 4th Ward. And guess what? It's time for story time with me. So, virtually from my home, I'm going to be reading to you a story. And because the pandemic, we are unable to assemble ourselves, as I said in previous readings, in the Plainfield Library because of the global pandemic right here in the United States as well as throughout the country. So sit back, and I hope you enjoy the story. The name of the story today will be By Word of Mouse. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it. Call your friends, tell them it's story time with Councilman Goode. By Word of Mouse is written by Spohn. Okay. Once upon a time, in a beautiful blue house bordering the woods, lived two artists who were sisters. Outside this house, in the woods, lived a large family of mice. The youngest and most adventurous was Lucy. She had heard about the sisters, how they worked all day making beautiful things, and how they loved animals. Lucy decided this was where she wanted to live. But no mouse had ever tried to live permanently in the big house. The sisters carried Lucy in a safe trap back to her old home in the woods. Dorothy, the taller and older sister, fed her sunflower seeds. Gertrude told her, "This is where you belong, free in the woods. Now don't you come back." Lucy didn't understand a word they said. She thanked them for bringing her out to visit her family, and she squeaked. I'm not going to try to squeak right now, but maybe in the future stories I will squeak like a mouse. All right? The next time Lucy went back to the house, she brought friends with her. The mice had fun watching Gertrude make clay sculptures of animals' models. They like to be models too. Look at them. Look at them. They look like they're having a good time. Do they look like models? At night, Lucy and her friends slid down the sculptures in quiet moonlight studio. Look at that. Does it look like it's quiet? Seems like it's quiet. During the day, they napped on the shelves in Dorothy's studio. It seemed to the mice that the sisters were going to let them stay. It seems like they're very comfortable in their environment, huh? Under the blankets, sleeping. What do you think? One day, Lucy and her friends smelled Dorothy's special sugar-laced cookies baking. The mice woke and ate cookies right off the cooling rack. Have you ever had cookies right off the cooling rack? Look at that. Wow. Mice have never lived better. The sisters didn't like this one bit. They caught the mice and carried them back to the woods. They told the mice, "Now don't you come back." Lucy and her friends ran off to tell their families about the sugar-laced cookies. It looks like they couldn't pretty much get them out of their mind. They were pretty excited about these cookies. So to be told, to go and get out, how could you forget those? Would you forget good cookies? Have you ever been made really good cookies and forgot them? I don't think so. The word was out. Sugar-laced cookies, and all the mice wanted to taste them. Look at them lining up. Wow, they look like they're marching, don't they? By now, the sisters were tired of sending the mice away. Gertrude welcomed them with matchbox beds lined with soft flannel. I guess she said, you know what? Might as well let them stay, huh? Dorothy gave them their own plate of sugar-laced cookies, and Lucy and her friends happily posed for the stories Dorothy wrote about them. These books about mice were so lovingly told that even households that were not mouse-friendly became devoted mouse fans. Councilman Goode does not like mice. One of those stories were about two women who learned to live with mice. These mice, including one in particular named Lucy, lived happily ever after, eating sugar-laced cookies and dreaming sweet dreams in a beautiful blue house bordering the woods. And that is the end of the story. And a note from the author, Dorothy Lathrop was a famous author and illustrator of children's books who was the first recipient of the Caldecott Medal in 1938. So, that tells you a little bit about the author and a little bit about the book, By Word of Mouse. This is your councilman of the 1st and 4th Ward, Councilman Barry Goode. I hope you enjoyed the story, By Word of Mouse. And if you're feeling like I'm feeling right now, you want some cookies. So after I end this story, I'm going to go get me some cookies. Listen, everybody be safe and continue to wear your mask. Use your hand sanitizer. Be safe. Be careful. And I'll see you next time. I'm Councilman Barry Goode. And thank you for joining me today. Take care. Bye-bye.